So I just got a text message from my property manager in Alabama, and just a little bit of a backstory here. She is local there, and she's a black gal, and she texts me today and she says, a gang of Hispanics have just come in looking for you and me. And I'm like, what? I respond, what? Like, oh boy. And she said, yeah, they are wanting to redeem the property. And there was like 10 of them throwing cash at me. And she's like, I told them to contact the attorney. So, lesson. Live out of state when you are investing in tax deeds. But nonetheless, it got me thinking, oh boy, is this my first redemption? And I knew it was gonna come. There would be a day that there would be a redemption. And remember, that premium here in Alabama for resellers is $2,700. And when someone redeems, or delinquent owner redeems, they give us back the price quote amount, not the premium. So I will lose $2,700. And that sucks, especially when I'm just starting and I'm like working so hard towards my 22 properties for the goal. And I feel like, oh my gosh, it's like chutes and ladders. I'm climbing this ladder and then I get a chute and I slide back down and you're like, oh, one step forward, one step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that is so frustrating. And mentally, I'm just like, I quit. Like, this is dumb. This is ridiculous. I didn't get into this to lose money. I don't want to fail. It's something else again. And then that's that reactive brain. And then I have to calm myself down. I'm like, you're not quitting. Your mama didn't raise no quitter. You have kids, and 8 kids. Like, you can do this. Hard times haven't stopped you before. Like, raising kids, not a walk in the park. And any of you who are married, that's not either, right? We've all experienced hard times. But when I have to look at my kids and my husband and be like, so I lost $2,700. So that's pretty much our spring break trip. So yeah, we're going to do a staycation at home and watch movies instead. Yeah, I can't see them being super excited about that. Anyway, and I guess it also depends on the amount of total properties that you have. So my coach who has 200 or 300 properties, if one redeems, like, shoot, who cares, right? $2,700, oh, I sneeze and $2,700 comes out. Well, that might be his case, but not mine. So if I had 100 properties and 20%, say 20% redeem, I don't know, I don't have that number. I don't even have enough data to even collect a percentage that's reasonable, but say it's 20%. Out of 100 properties, 20 are going to redeem, and you're left with 80. But if you only have 10 properties and 20% redeem, 2 redeem, and you're left with 8 properties. Like, that is a huge difference. So it's all a numbers game, I know, like with anything. And you have to spend money to make money, and there is risk. I do know that. And there's calculated risk. And the more reward, more upside you have, most generally, the more risk you have associated with that. I get that too. But when it comes down to it and you feel that loss, it sucks. And I haven't felt the loss yet. I don't know. They may redeem, they may not. They're just asking about numbers right now. I get that. I don't know their scenario. But the wild card in all this is the delinquent homeowner. There is no formula to make the calculation about how many or what kind of property is going to redeem. Now, if the price quote is small, meaning it's like under $5,000, it's a higher likelihood that they're going to redeem because everyone can scrounge together $5,000. But say your price quote is $50,000, that is going to be a harder amount of cash to come up with. Therefore, your redemption probability is going to go down, right? That makes sense. But on the other hand, I'm not buying $50,000 tax deed properties because these places are only worth $50,000. So here I am, caught in the squeeze a little bit as a newbie, and I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. I do know that $2,700 in the scope of things is not too terrible, right? It's not 27 grand or 270 grand, but still hurts. That's money that could be used to buy another place. But I've done my research, I've done my due diligence, and like I said, there's a wild card that I can't predict. And so I either am willing to run the risk, roll the dice, and have some extreme gains as well, or I just say, hey, this isn't for me. And I'm already 15 in. Who knows how many of those will redeem? Maybe I'll be down to 12 and then up to 13 and down to 11. Like, I don't know. But I'm going to see these pigs through the python and then I'll have a better grasp. But I just want to share it with you because there are times where it can get discouraging with anything, with any new business, and you're just like, this is not worth my frustration and my anguish. And then you hit the jackpot on one of your properties and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this forever and a day. So these are just these reactive emotions. I'm just trying to be honest with you so that you also can see that. I didn't have that when I was becoming a student. Like, I heard all the up, didn't hear about any of this until you literally are experiencing it. You're like, excuse me, sir, like, is this a real thing? Like, I could lose? Oh, well, yeah. And it's like, wow, that would have been really wonderful to know about prior to buying. But we got to jump. Life is scary. Put on your helmet. You got to jump. It's going to be okay. And I just have to hold to that. So, hope you have a good evening. What are you going to jump into? Huh? Tell me. Leave a comment. Bye.